Hello everyone, here, and welcome to a progress video of how it's been going so far in the Blight League. And before anyone saying anything, yes, I know I have made my character to be as blue and white as possible. You can barely even see my character. And you know what? I love it. But I'm not going to talk about microtransactions right now, or my big lack of money right now because of microtransactions. Let's talk about a little bit about the league first. So, what do I think about the league mechanics so far? Well, I was quite skeptic about the whole tower defense stuff, even though I know I like tower defense ever since I played Warcraft 3 and I get that tower defense bonus map there, and that was a ton of fun, and I played a lot more tower defense in Warcraft 3 since then. I didn't know how it would work in Path of Exile, but I'm safe to say that I actually really enjoy the tower defense so far. It has been a lot of fun. It was definitely more fun than I anticipated it would be. So I'm happy with that. When it comes to my actual build in the league, well, it has been doing really well. I love this build. It has been a ton of fun playing it. And it actually feels quite powerful. The only problem is I am a little bit low on life, if I can say it myself. I want to at least have 5,000 life and hopefully like having 1,000 energy shield. Especially when I ascend for like the last time, I'm going to have a lot of energy shield regen. So energy shield is definitely something I want in this build as well. It's not going to be an energy shield build, but I want to have some energy shield. A little bit of a hybrid is my idea, at least. And don't watch too much when I build my towers, because I don't really know what am I doing when I'm building my towers for the defense here, so don't watch too much. But anyway, I really like the idea of tower defense. It was better than I expected, which is always a nice thing. When a thing is better than you expected, it's always nice. So yeah, other than that, there's been a lot of fun playing, and I actually played a lot more Path of Exile these couple of days. More than I have played World of Warcraft. Yeah, can you believe it? I played this game more than World of Warcraft. So that's that at least. Let's see if we can get rid of some enemies here. Trying to get some, to do some of the challenges in the league, because I do want some of those challenge rewards. And actually one other thing, playing a ice build is actually quite nice when you can just freeze enemies and so they can't get anywhere, to just stop them from getting to the pumps. So in defensive mode, that's quite nice. There are probably quite many right now that are playing a summoner build, and I can't blame them. They need some good stuff to summoning. But summoning has never been really my thing, so maybe I should one day, I will probably not do that, but maybe I should one day actually make myself an summoning build. I forget to take this one. Fungal Hollow map. I've actually managed to get an Blight map, and that was some insane tower defense there. I didn't manage to do it because I was super ill prepared and didn't know what's happening, but damn, I want to find one of those maps again and try again, because that was a lot of fun. It was super hectic, just as an map like that should be, a tower defense should be. So I'm definitely looking forward to finding more of those maps. And yes, I want to talk about my skill gems and my skill tree. I pretty much did almost the same as I did when I made my video, talked about the build I'm gonna do. Almost did the same thing, but with some smaller difference, and I'm gonna talk about that when I defeated the boss here. And by the way, I'm playing an Strand map, so it's not a high level map, but it's one of my favorite maps. And if I ever get a chance to upgrade it, it's definitely going to be a map like this. But definitely going to be a Strand map. The Strand maps it's my favorite. I just love them. Let's see some more enemies, and let's take a look at my build. In the skill tree, I'm pressing the right button. Yes, I'm so white and blue you can barely see my character. let's see now. I have ascended 3 times, and I took Sanctuary now, and I really want Precious Path. I think I pronounced that wrong. I really want this note. This note is so good for this build. But I need to find all of those again. Hard to find Ascendancy trials in maps, so I have a ton of maps to do that. But anyway, I went for the life in the beginning, as I said in my video. I took the damage here as well. I actually went for precision to get some cast speed and movement speed, and also some dexterity, because I have a lot of dexterity games. I also have Century, Discipline Training, Retribution, Light of Divinity, Holy Dominion, Devotion. I was debating with myself if I'm gonna go staff or not, but I decided to go with a staff. So I have counterweight and all this nice crit note here, and also have some bit of block chance as well, which is quite nice. I also have Divine Judgment. I still consider taking Faith in Steel, maybe a little bit later, but I really want some bit of energy shield, and this one would be quite nice for that. I took Serenity, so I can use all of my 3 auras I want. I have Arcane Potency, Purity of Flesh. I also have Serpent Stance with some nice crit and crit multiplier. And I went all the way to the Witch area to Cruel Perception. And right now I'm just a little bit boring, and I'm just taking life, because I want some more survivability before I get into higher level maps. I have Deep Thoughts for some mana. I have Breath of Rim and Heart of Ice. And actually, one side note, I really want to have some power charges. So my idea is to take the Discipline of the Forbidden and take this power charge here and this power charge here for some nice bonus to my crit chance. Also some other lovely stuff when I have that. So I really want that. Also have Annihilation, Frostwalker, Arcanist Dominion, Heart and Soul. And I still consider taking both Deep Wisdom and Arcane Will. But maybe I do that later. I haven't 100% decided yet. And also I went down here. I really consider taking Combat Stamina as well. I went down here and took the whole big life wheel here. And I just need one more note there. Actually, 1 life note there and 1 life note there. Then I have most of the life note I wanted. And I'm probably going to take Combat Stamina, as I said before. But before that, it's probably time now to get the damage and get Discipline of the Forbidden. So I'm probably going to do that. And when it comes to my gear, I'm using 10 Shiva right now, and I have a microsection on. And if you really want to see my microsection I'm using this character right now, I'm going to actually show it in the end of this video real quick. But I'm going to take the most important thing first. That is, I'm using 10 Trend Shiva, which is a quite nice staff, and give a lot of level to my cold spell, which is really nice. Some cast speed and some quite nice spell damage and cold damage. And also enemies that are frozen taking increased damage and chance of freeze. All are really nice stuff. But, a very big but, it doesn't have any crit chance. So I might later change out this staff for a rare crit staff, which hopefully have increased level to all cold spell games as well, or something similar. But for now I'm using 10 Shiva, but I'm probably going to change it later. I'm using this defensive helmet here, just life and resistance, my rings, life and resistance. When I'm getting a little bit better gear than that, and better gear, I want to have some increased cold damage on them, and maybe some cast speed and some crit chance if I can afford it, on both my rings. And my amulet, I actually have some critical strike multiplier and a critical strike chance, sorry. But I really want some critical strike multiplier on it as well. So I'm gonna see if I can fix that maybe later, when I get in more currency. I have this quite crappy armor here, and I'm probably going to change this armor to a pure energy shield one. Maybe an armor energy shield one, but the reason I don't want to go armor energy shield is that I want 1 green socket and all of the other ones to be blue. And that can be hard to do on a pure, on an armor energy shield one, because you're going to get a lot of red sockets. But I don't know if I'm gonna go with an armor energy shield one or a pure energy shield one. Probably a pure energy shield one because I want some more hit points, but then again, armor is quite nice, so I am a little bit, I don't really know yet what armor I'm gonna do, but I really need a 6-linked armor, and that's what I'm trying to get right now. My gloves, nothing special, life resistance. I really need to get an armor energy shield one instead of an evasion, because I don't want that much evasion. It doesn't benefit me as much. You can see my chance to evade attack is really low. So evasion is meh. I would love that evasion to go to my armor instead. But anyway, I have these boots as well, which I actually found myself. And these boots are quite hard to replace because they have some quite nice stats and a lot of movement speed. And good life roll as well. I really need to change them to an armor energy shield one in the future. And for my belt, life resistance. And also some good amount of armor. And that is my gear right now. When it comes to my skill game setup, I'm using Freezing Pulse together with Spell Echo, increased critical strikes, increased critical damage, and Ice Bite. And the last one I want to use, it is this one here, Power Charge and Critical Strike. So I can get my power shots by just critting enemies, which would be nice. It also increases and give me more damage per power shot. So that will be quite nice. And also some of my other setups, I'm using an Orb of Storm together with a link to power shots and critical, increased critical, and increased duration to generate my power charges for now. I'm using a movement skill, which is, let's see if I can find it here, Lightning Warp together with faster casting and less duration. I just leveling up a Herald of Thunder because why not? I also have some other skill gems like Hatred to get some more damage. I also Herald of Ice, sorry. And I have a Frost Bite because cursing enemies is quite good. And I also have a Frost Blink, which I have used a lot actually. Right now I'm using this for movement skill, but I really liked Frost Blink. It was actually the first time I ever it was actually the first ever time I used Frost Blink when I made this build. So it was an interesting skill game and I actually really enjoy it, so yeah. And also leveling up on Hypothermia and also Clarity for some mana. And that's pretty much my gear. Oh, and before I forget, yes, let's take a fast look at what I have been spending all my money on. So this is why I have on my microtransaction, if you are interested to see it. I just got illusionary weapons and the staff, man, that looks red. Hashtag not sponsored, just so everyone know it. I'm using Arctic weapon, spider web cloak. Yeah, it is spider web, but it looks frosty. So, and I'm using the arcane character effect because I am not blue enough. I'm using Arcane Halo, Arcane Mark of the Phoenix, and Arctic Crown. I really want my character to be as white and blue as possible, so it's almost hurting your eyes. That means I have succeeded. I could actually get it even more if I change the effect here and put it on a Divine instead. Damn, that's a lot of blue effects. That's almost too much of blue effects, so let's put it on Hairbringer. And that actually looks quite nice. Yes, I have way too much microtransactions. Anyway, that was my short video of this character. And tell me in a comment what you think about my build so far. And also tell me what you think about the new league and how it's been going for you when you have been playing it. Anyway, I thank you for watching and I see you guys soon.